What a day. What a day. I'm definitely going to be taking myself a nap after this. So this is a very good way to finish the day up for Monday of anime, because Jitsu wa such a good series, and especially that ending conclusion came left field. I think we can all say that came left field. Like, that confession, holy shit. That Aizawa confession, I didn't expect. Like, I saw a Mikan confession coming. I thought that was going to happen, but a confession this early in the game is very different from the normal harem romance. Because, let's think about this. This is a romance harem. I mean, with all these girls that are around our main male character, Asahi. And for this series to already be having, like, girls confessing to him, that's pretty unique, so to say. I mean, I know there's probably been harems out there that's already done this, but just to see how Jitsu wa is already having female characters, our main cast, confessing to Asahi, accidentally, of course. It wasn't actually a real confession, but still, a confession kind of like this, it changes the ball game of how I actually view this series. See, I like harems, I like romance, it just depends on how it's used, and depending on how a harem goes, usually either A, I will drop it, or I'll continue watching it. So far, Jitsu wa has been very good, and I have enjoyed it, but it has been nothing, so to say, the best I've ever seen. But depending on how this confession goes, like for instance next week with the Aizawa scene, most likely seeing if she will either deny that claim or try to throw it under the bus to where it doesn't happen, depending on how it goes, I will gain a lot of respect for this series. Because if Aizawa doesn't try to push this under the rug, for instance, like try to sweep it under, it's like, nope, I didn't confess. If she doesn't do that, and she actually ends up really confessing, I will respect this series quite a bit. I really will, if it does do that, because there's not many harems that do it, something like this, so early in a series. Like, sometimes it could take 100 plus chapters, 150 plus chapters, just to see something like this. And it didn't take that. I'm willing to bet, judging by what episode we're on, we're probably on, like, maybe chapter 30 something. I'm willing to bet. But probably 20 or 30 something, that's where we're at right now when it comes to this anime. And for us to be that far in the manga, and we're already seeing some form of confessions, I'm liking this. I really am. So, this ending conclusion is a beautiful setup, and I think one of the best ending parts of an episode of Jitsu wa to date. Yeah. When it comes to episodes I have seen from this series, best ending in terms of quality, that ending, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Big fan of seeing romance progression like that. That right there, hell yeah. I just hope it's not a cock tease. Like, I really hope it's not. Because if it's not, we see some progression, I wouldn't be so happy. But the sad thing is, when it comes to harems, usually it tries to throw it under the bus, and it's like, nope, it didn't happen. So, we'll see. I'll hold my thoughts until next week when we see the episode on Monday. But for now, what is the episode about? Mikan, the heathen queen, loses her glasses, and we finally have an episode focus on her once again and get more clarification and allow us as the watcher to grow closer to her. As I said, I think it was episode 3, maybe episode 4, when she was introduced and was really getting fleshed out, I said I wasn't really a big fan of her character because the way she acted, the way she was nosy, I just did not like her character. And as I said in that review/rant a while back, I said, like, most likely the next time we're going to see her, they're going to try to justify her actions and make it to where we can understand her and like her as a character. And I remember I said that. And did this episode do the trick? Because that's what the main point of this episode was. To get the viewer to understand her situation for we can grow closer to her and like her as a character. The thing is, it really comes down to how the show is executed. It depends if you think this is acceptable or not, as a way to kind of make you like her character. My thoughts, my personal thoughts on this episode, I felt like it did a good job trying to make you like Mikan as a character. I don't hate her as much as I did earlier on, and even last episode. I don't hate her that much, but I'm still not a big fan of her character. I'm sorry. I definitely don't ship her with Asahi. No. I'm sorry, I cannot ship her with Asahi. She is the childhood friend type character. I just still cannot ship her with Asahi because of some of her actions, even though she was doing that in a way to hide her embarrassment, which that's what the episode's trying to show. Still, like I said, I don't hate her as much as I did, but still, she's not my favorite character. I'm more of an Aizawa and Shiragami fan. Those are more the fans I am of this series. And so, yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was a good episode in some ways, in some regards, the way it tried to allow you to like her character, and I felt like it did get the point across, because I know there's going to be many that are going to watch this episode and really like her character after this episode, because it did a good job of trying to make you like her, and hey, like I said, it made me not hate her as much, and I think it did its job. I mean, it actually did that. If we have more episodes like this, most likely, eventually I might come around to actually liking her quite a bit. Just depends on how the mangaka writes her character from this point onward. So, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, how do you feel about the cliffhanger this week with the confession? Do you feel like they're going to throw it under the bus to where it doesn't happen? Or do you feel like we're going to have some really positive progression that's going to be shocking and very unheard of from a normal harem romance series? Do you think that's going to happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.